I never thought I'd find myself scrolling through her Instagram at 3 in the morning, staring at pictures of her smiling with someone else. Dude, you're still awake? Ethan's voice came through my phone speaker. I can't sleep, I muttered, not looking away from the screen. I'll look at this. Look at what? He asked, sighing. Her profile flashed across my phone. Claire, laughing in some beach photo, arms wrapped around a man I didn't know. He looked perfect. Her dream man, she'd always called him in passing, but I thought it was a joke. Fantasy, isn't that? Started my voice. Tight? Isn't that her new husband? Yeah, Ethan said, a little too casually. She got married last month. I felt my chest tighten. Married? Already to him? Apparently, Ethan said. They've been dating since, 3 months after you two split? I dropped onto the couch, my phone slipping from my hands. 3 months, I whispered. 3 months, Ethan. Man, I didn't want to tell you like this, he said softly. I laughed bitterly. You didn't want to tell me, or you wanted to see how I'd react? Come on. It's not like that, Ethan protested. I just what? Cut him off. You knew, didn't you? You knew, and you didn't say a word. There was silence on the other end. You're my best friend, I said, voice cracking. Or at least I thought you were. I am, man. I swear I am, he said quickly. I didn't think you'd react like this. I didn't look. Just breathe. It's been months. She's moved on. Oh, you should too. I shook my head even though he couldn't see it. Move on? Ethan, she's living the life I thought we were going to have together. She's married to the man she told me she wanted while we were still figuring things out. Can't, Ethan started, but I cut him off. Just don't. I trusted her. I believed in us. Every late night we spent talking, every stupid fight we made up after. Gone. Just gone. There was a pause, and then Ethan said quietly, I'm sorry, man. I really am. Want to see her, I said suddenly. The word startled even me. I need to see for myself that she's really, really with him.
You're insane,
Ethan said. Maybe, I admitted, my fingers tightening around the phone. But I can't just sit here pretending everything's fine. I left the apartment, coat over my shoulders, and headed to the cafe we used to go to. The one where she laughed when I spilled coffee on her favorite book. The memory hit me like a slap. Hey, you okay? Vanessa, a barista there, asked when I walked in. She knew me by face, but not by name. I just shook my head and grabbed a black coffee. No sugar. Rough morning? She asked, her tone light, but I could feel her curiosity, more like rough. Life, I muttered. I could feel the bitterness in my voice. You ever lose someone you thought would never leave? She nodded quietly. Yeah, it hurts. I let out a long breath. It's not just that. It's seeing them with someone else. Someone perfect. And knowing. They moved on while you're still stuck in the past. Vanessa didn't respond, and I didn't want her to. Words wouldn't help. Nothing would. Later, I sat in my car scrolling. Through more of Claire's photos. Every picture she posted was like a dagger in my chest. Her smile, the way she leaned into him, the captions. Happy, perfect, untouchable. And then I saw it. Comment from someone I didn't recognize. You're lucky to have her, Jason. Claire's amazing. Jason, that's his name. Claire's. Dream man. I slammed my phone down, my hands shaking. Dream man, I muttered, tasting the words. Dream man. Ethan's voice popped back into my head. You should move on. She's moved on. I laughed bitterly, shaking my head. Move on? How do you move on from someone you loved with all your stupid heart, Ethan? You'll get there, he said gently. Eventually. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but you'll get there. I wanted to believe him, but the raw pain in my chest told me otherwise. I had trusted her completely. I had thought I was enough, and now she was married to her dream man, and I was nothing more than a memory. I remembered the night we finalized the divorce. Claire's face pale but determined, telling me we weren't right for each other. I had nodded, pretending I understood, pretending it didn't hurt. And now every lie we told each other, every promise, every I'll always love you, tainted. You okay, man? Ethan asked again after another long pause. No, I admitted, my voice quiet but firm. I'm not okay. I don't think I'll ever be. Not until I understand why. Why her? Why him? Why us? Need to let it go, Ethan said. You can't live like this. Maybe, I said slowly, the words tasting bitter. Or maybe I need to see it through. Every secret, every lie, every stupid choice. I need to understand before I can even think about letting go. There was silence on the line. Just be careful, Ethan finally said. Don't do something you'll regret. I hung up. My mind was racing. Remembered all the little things, her laughs, her texts, the way she leaned on my shoulder when she was sad. And now, Jason had them. My memories, my heart. They were all in someone else's hands. But underneath the heartbreak, a small spark flickered. Not revenge it, not hate yet, but curiosity. I needed to know. I needed to see. I needed answers. And maybe, just maybe, I needed to remind her of the man she left behind. I didn't sleep that night. Not 1 minute. My mind kept going back to Claire and that perfect-looking guy she married. I could hear Ethan's voice in my head, telling me to move on, but moving on felt impossible. The next morning, I ran into Vanessa in the office kitchen. She was leaning against the counter, sipping coffee. You look like hell, she said. Thanks, I muttered, forcing a smile. And you look not like hell. She raised an eyebrow. Flattery at 9. In the morning, bold move. I'm desperate, I said honestly. Can I talk to you for a second? Depends. Is this one of those tragic breakup confessions? Or just another rant about coffee? She asked, smirking. Tragic breakup, I admitted. I just found out my ex got married. It misses. Eyes softened. Ouch. That's rough. Yeah, I said, leaning against the counter. 3 months after our divorce, and she's happy. Perfect life, and me. I'm stuck here, feeling like I'm nothing. Sounds like you're beating yourself up more than you should, she said gently. Maybe she moved on, but that doesn't mean your life is over. Easy for you to say, I muttered. You didn't spend years believing in someone and then, boom, gone. I get it, she said. But you have to ask yourself, what do you really want? Revenge, closure, or just to understand why? Think. I think I want to understand, I admitted. Maybe see if everything she shows the world is real. You're talking about stalking her social media, she said with a teasing grin. I frowned. Not stalking, investigating. I need to know the truth. Vanessa shook her head, laughing softly. You're ridiculous, but fine. Just don't let it consume you. Promise. I can't promise, I said honestly. Already am consumed. Later, I found myself scrolling through Claire's posts again. The smiles, the parties, the vacations. And Jason, always Jason, the perfect boyfriend, the perfect husband. Every photo screamed happiness, but something felt off. I saw a comment. Under one post, Jason really is lucky. Claire's amazing, but don't let her boss you around. She's a handful. Froze. A handful, I whispered. She doesn't seem like a handful in these pictures. Ethan's voice popped in too. My head again. Man, you're obsessed. Not obsessed, I muttered aloud. Curious. That's different, but curiosity was dangerous. I could feel it. A few days later, I grabbed lunch in the office cafeteria and ran into Vanessa again. She slid into the seat across from me. You're still thinking about her, aren't you? I sighed. Every day. I can't stop. And now? Now, I feel like Ethan might have pushed her toward him. What makes you say that? She asked, concern in her eyes. Just little things he said, I admitted. Offhand comments about knowing what's best for her. Telling her I was too emotional, things I didn't notice at the time. Vanessa frowned. That's a heavy accusation. You sure about it? I don't know, I admitted, but it's gnawing at me. I trusted him, and now, I don't know who to trust. You have me, Vanessa said softly. I can't fix the past, but I can help you figure out the present. I swallowed hard, feeling a little warmth for the first time in days. Thanks, I said quietly. I think I need that.
Back at my desk,
I noticed Claire had tagged Jason in another post. The caption, "Forever and always, my dream."
Yeah.
Slammed my fist onto the desk. Dream man, I muttered. I want to know what makes him her dream.
Right.
I started digging. Small things first. Comments, mutual friends, tagged photos. Every detail could be a clue. And then, saw it. A post she deleted quickly, but I caught a screenshot someone had shared. Claire was smiling, yes, but her eyes were tense. Was leaning too close. His hand on her shoulder in a way that didn't look affectionate, looked controlling. I stared at the image, my heart pounding. "So much for perfection," I whispered. Vanessa's voice came back to me. "Don't let it consume you," but it already had. I called Ethan that night. "Did you ever tell her what I was going through?" I asked bluntly. "Excuse me?" He said, "You heard me." "Did you tell her how hurt I was? Did you push her toward him?" There was silence. "I didn't push her," he said finally. Maybe I said things, but I never told her to marry him. I laughed bitterly. Maybe you didn't, maybe not. But your words mattered, Ethan. They always matter. I didn't want to hurt you, he said. "I swear." "I know," I said quietly. "But it still happened. And I'm left here trying to pick up the pieces." "Look," he said after a pause. "I can't fix it. You have to figure out your next move." "Will," I said, "I have to know the truth. Every little secret, every hidden detail. I can't just let her perfect life blind me anymore." "Be careful, man," Ethan said. "Curiosity can get dangerous." "I know," I admitted, "but I can't stop. Not now, not ever." I felt a strange mix of heartbreak and determination. Claire's life might look perfect, but I knew I could uncover the cracks. And when I did, I'd understand everything. The first step had been taken. I was no longer just the man left behind. I was a man ready to dig into the shadows of betrayal and find the truth, no matter what it cost me. I never thought I'd find myself at a charity gala just to see Claire. But here I was, standing at the edge of a crowded room, scanning the crowd like a predator. "Are you sure about this?" Vanessa's voice came in my ear. She had insisted. "On coming with me? I have to know," I whispered. "I can't just sit and wonder." She frowned. "This is obsessive. You know that, right?" "I know," I said. "But obsession is the only thing that's keeping me sane right now." We moved closer. Claire was there, laughing with Jason, her hand on his arm. But I noticed the way he leaned in, not gently, not lovingly controlling. "Doesn't look as perfect as her posts," I muttered. Vanessa glanced at me. "You're already judging them. Be careful." "Can't help it," I said. "I need to see." I overheard them talking. Jason's voice was low, harsh. "Don't be talking to him again, Claire. I don't like it." I froze. Twisted, did he just? Vanessa's hand gripped my arm. Yes, he's controlling her. Claire's voice was soft, almost pleading. "I didn't mean anything. Just, you need to remember who's in charge here," he snapped. I felt a surge of anger and confusion. Everything she had posted, every perfect smile, lit, was a lie. Later I texted Ethan. "Did you tell her about me?" There was a long pause. I didn't think it would matter. I just mentioned some things. Didn't think she'd take it seriously." "You didn't think she'd take it seriously?" I repeated. "Ethan, I trusted you." "I know." He shouted. "I didn't mean for any of this to happen." Too late for excuses, I said. "You pushed her toward him. You made my heart break worse." "I didn't want to," he said quietly. "I swear, I only wanted. I thought it would make her happy." Happy. I laughed bitterly. Look at her. Controlling husband, forced. Smiles, fake posts. That's your idea of happy? He started, but I cut him off. "Don't say anything. Just stay out of my life for a while," I said. I put my phone down and stared at my reflection in the glass. I couldn't stop thinking about Claire. I wanted to confront her, to save her, or maybe to show her I knew the truth. Vanessa's voice pulled me back. "You're spiraling. You need to decide what you want before it consumes you." "I know," I admitted. But I can't stop now. Not when I've already seen him for what he is. She deserves better, or at least, she deserves to know I see it. You're talking about confronting her? She asked carefully. I don't know, I said. Maybe I just need to understand everything first. Every lie, every manipulation. Vanessa shook her head. This is dangerous. Revenge or exposure won't make you feel better in the long run. Maybe, I said, voice low, but I need the truth, even if it hurts. The next day I started digging. Small details. First checking comments, mutual friends, public, posts. Every interaction, every picture, every mention of Jason. I found a comment from a mutual friend. Claire seemed so happy at first, but Jason's temper? I think she's scared sometimes. I froze. Scared? I whispered, scared. Vanessa's voice rang in my head again. Obsession is dangerous. I ignored her warning. I had to see more. I had to know if Claire's life was truly perfect or if her posts were a mask. Later that evening, I caught a glimpse of her story on social media. Jason was speaking over her, his tone sharp, cutting. Claire laughed, but it didn't reach her eyes. Not like the photos. Not like she wanted the world to believe. I felt vindicated, but it was bittersweet. Part of me wanted to confront him, to tell him I saw through the charade, but another part still cared about Claire. I didn't want to ruin her life, even if I resented it. Vanessa called me then. You're lost in this, aren't you? I'm not lost, I said quickly. I know exactly what I'm doing. I need to see everything, hear everything, understand everything. Just promise me you won't hurt yourself, she said. I won't, I said, though I wasn't sure if it was true. The truth was, I wanted answers, not revenge. But revenge was creeping into my thoughts like smoke. Every lie she had lived, every fake smile, every perfect post-it made my blood boil. I couldn't tell if I was doing this for her or for me. For closure or for some twisted satisfaction. That night, I confronted Ethan again. You told her everything, didn't you? I asked, voice low. I mentioned some things, he said slowly, but I didn't know it would get this far. You did it, I said. You made it worse. You betrayed me. My trust meant nothing. I didn't mean to, he shouted. I swear I didn't. You always have an excuse, I said, bitterly. I don't need excuses. I need to know how far the truth goes. I hung up. My mind was spinning. Every clue I found, every interaction I witnessed, made it clearer. Claire's life was not perfect. Jason was controlling, manipulative, abusive, in subtle ways. Ethan's betrayal had helped push her into it, and I couldn't stop. I lit a cigarette, staring out the window.
Ow.
I knew the next step would be dangerous. Confrontation, exposure, revenge, it didn't matter. I had to see it through. Vanessa had warned me. I was obsessed. But obsession felt like clarity now. Every secret, every lie, every small crack, I would uncover it. And when I did, I'd know everything. I didn't plan to confront Claire, not at first. But standing outside her apartment, I realized I couldn't leave without facing the truth. Are you sure about this? Vanessa asked, her hand on my shoulder. I have to, I said quietly. I need to see her, hear her. I need closure. She frowned. Closure or revenge? Maybe both, I admitted. I just need to know everything. The door opened, and there she was, Claire, not smiling, not perfect. Her eyes were tired, almost hollow. Hi, I said, my voice barely steady. What are you doing here? She stammered, stepping back. I came to talk, I said, to understand. Everything. She hesitated, then sighed. I didn't expect you to show up. I saw the photos, Claire, the parties, the vacations, the perfect life, I said, my hands trembling. But I also saw the cracks. Jason isn't what you pretend he is, and neither is your life. Eyes widened. What? How do you? I know, I said, cutting her off. I know about him controlling you, the way he talks, the way he pushes you around. And I know Ethan helped push you there, too. Claire flinched. I didn't want him to know. I wanted to move on. Thought it would make me happy. Did it? I asked quietly. but the answer was written on her face. "No," she whispered. "I thought it would, but it's not what I imagined. Nothing is." I let out a bitter laugh. "Nothing is. That's the truth, Claire, and now you see it too." She looked down. I never meant to hurt you. I got lost." "You got lost," I repeated, shaking my head. While I was left to pick up the pieces, while I was left to wonder if I was ever enough. "I know," she said softly, tears forming in her eyes. "I know I hurt you, and I'm sorry." I took a deep breath. It's too late for us, but maybe it's not too late for you. "I don't know what to do," she admitted. "You start by being honest," I said. "With yourself, with him, and maybe with the people who really care about you, not the ones who pretend to." You really mean that?" "I do," I said. "I don't want revenge. I don't want to ruin your life. I just want you to see the truth before it's too late." She nodded slowly. I will try. Thank you." I turned and walked away, Vanessa falling into step beside me. "You okay?" she asked. "I think so," I said, though my chest still ached. I didn't ruin her life, and I didn't ruin mine. I just told the truth. "And Ethan?" she asked. I smirked faintly. "He's learning the hard way. His betrayal didn't stay secret. Word got out at work. People are talking. He's isolated." Vanessa raised an eyebrow. "Karma, huh?" I nodded. "Not mine to deliver, just natural consequences. And he can't blame anyone but himself." We walked in silence for a few blocks. City lights blurred around me, but I felt lighter, free, in a way I hadn't in months. "You did the right thing," Vanessa said finally. "You faced your past without letting it destroy you. That's growth." "Growth," I repeated, smiling faintly. "Yeah, I guess I am." I thought about all the nights I cried alone, the endless scrolling, the obsessive digging. I thought about the moments I wanted revenge, wanted to lash out, and I realized I didn't need any of that. I just needed truth. "And Claire?" Vanessa asked. "She'll figure it out," I said. "Maybe she'll finally see who she really is. And who Jason really is. I can't fix her, but I hope she finds herself." "Sounds like you're finally letting go," Vanessa said softly. "I think I am," I admitted. "Not because I don't care, but because I care enough to stop being consumed. I can't live in someone else's shadows anymore." The next week I noticed subtle changes. Ethan's colleagues were avoiding him, gossip spreading about his past lies. He called me once, voice shaking. I didn't mean for any of this," he said, clearly. I said, my voice calm. "You have to live with it now." I'm sorry," he whispered. "I know," I said. "But sorry doesn't fix everything. Learn from it." I hung up and felt a strange satisfaction. Not revenge, not triumph, just closure. I went home that night and called Vanessa. "Thank you," I said, "for being here, for keeping me grounded. You didn't need me to save you," she said. "You saved yourself." "Maybe," I said, "but it helps to have someone believe in you." We laughed quietly. I felt lighter than I had in months. My apartment no longer felt like a tomb of heartbreak. My memories of Claire weren't chains anymore. They were lessons. I thought about her, about Jason, about Ethan. Karma had done its work without my interference. And I had finally stepped into my own life. I poured a glass of whiskey and sat by the window, watching the city breathe. I could feel it, the weight lifting, the tension easing. I wasn't perfect. I was still broken in places. But I was alive, and I was moving forward. "Here's to surviving," I whispered, clinking the glass to the night sky, to understanding, to truth, to letting go. I didn't need revenge. I didn't need closure from anyone but myself. And in that moment, I realized surviving the heart means sometimes walking away, even when every part of you wants to hold on. I smiled faintly, letting the city lights blur with my reflection. Life would go on. Claire would find her way, Ethan would face his consequences. And I I would finally be free.